All right, so today we're going to dive into something I think we all kind of rely on, but don't really think about too much.
Yeah.
Plumbing.
It's one of those things you don't think about till it's a problem.
Exactly right. Out of sight, out of mind, as they say.
Yeah.
But we're going to be looking today at information from Dima Plumbing.
Okay.
They are a company that serves Pickering and the greater Toronto area. And their website is going to be the source material for today's deep dive.
Looks like they're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
4.9 out of 5 rating on Google.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty impressive.
I know. I always check the reviews
Yeah.
before calling any contractor. Just gives me a little bit more peace of mind, you know.
Secure.
But reviews aren't everything. What else should we be looking for when we're, choosing a plumber?
Yeah, you want to make sure that they are licensed and certified.
Yeah.
Plumbing's not really a place for DIY experiments.
Oh, no.
Mistakes can be really costly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it looks like Dima Plumbing offers a pretty big variety of services.
Yep.
Everything from those oh no, emergency repairs to full-on bathroom remodels.
Wow, that's a huge range.
Yeah, I know.
Everything from leaky faucets to, major pipe repairs.
Yeah, honestly, I'm realizing, I take for granted how much plumbers do.
It's easy to forget
Yeah.
until something goes wrong.
Oh, yeah. I've definitely had my share of plumbing mishaps. Remember that time my kitchen sink backed up?
Oh, yeah.
What a disaster. It was not fun.
I can only imagine.
Not a Dima plumbing situation, thankfully, but it made me realize how crucial it is to have, a good plumber
Absolutely.
who you can call.
Yeah, somebody you can trust.
Yeah.
And who will respond quickly because nobody wants to be waiting days if their basement's flooding.
Exactly. And it looks like from Dima's website, they're really big on, transparency.
Okay.
They even have what they call a plumbing roadmap, which kind of outlines their process from the initial contact all the way to the project completion.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's good, when you know what to expect. Yeah.
It builds trust, takes some of the stress out of it.
For sure, for sure. Well, I'm happy to avoid any major plumbing disasters, but there are definitely some things I would love to upgrade in my home. So I am curious about this custom plumbing section on their website.
Oh, yeah.
Is that where, all the dreams come true?
Custom plumbing is all about, tailoring the system to your specific needs, going beyond the basics.
So, if I wanted, say, a luxurious rain shower head that makes me feel like I'm at a spa every morning.
Absolutely.
That would be
You got it.
custom plumbing.
You got it.
Okay, so we're talking about not just fixing what's broken, we're talking about making your home work better for you.
Yeah, exactly. Enhancing your everyday life.
I love that.
And for a lot of people, the kitchen and the bathroom are the heart of the home.
Right.
So investing in your plumbing in those areas can make a really big difference.
It's funny, this whole conversation is making me realize that there's so much more to plumbing than just pipes and wrenches.
That's right. It's almost like an art form in a way.
I think you're right. A good plumber is part, technician, part problem solver, part designer.
Yeah.
Maybe even a little bit of an artist.
Well said. Well, you mentioned earlier that it's really important to choose licensed and certified professionals.
Yeah.
So why don't we dive a little deeper into what that actually means
Let's do it.
for homeowners like you and me?
Let's unpack that a little bit. So I think the most important thing is that it guarantees a certain level of knowledge and skill.
Yeah.
They've gone through the right training. They've shown that they're competent.
Right. You don't want some guy experimenting on your pipes.
Yeah.
Right. It's like going to a doctor who hasn't gone to med school.
Right.
I wouldn't do that.
Exactly. Plumbing is a pretty complex system.
Yeah.
There are a lot of codes and regulations that are in place for safety functionality.
So it's not just about getting the job done.
Right.
It's about getting it done right.
Exactly. And safely.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What about those codes and regulations, though? What do they mean for somebody like me who's not a plumbing expert?
So basically, building codes are a set of rules to make sure all the homes are built to a certain standard.
Okay.
Plumbing codes specifically say things about pipe sizing, the materials that they use, proper installation methods.
Also, it's about protecting the homeowner.
Exactly.
Makes me feel better about sticking with those certified professionals.
Yeah, and on top of that, you get another layer of protection, which is insurance.
Oh.
If something happens during the job, a licensed and insured plumber
Yeah.
will have coverage to protect themselves and you.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. So it's not just about the expertise.
Right.
It's about having that safety net.
Yeah, gives you peace of mind.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of feeling secure, I noticed that Dima Plumbing, they also specialize in sump pump installation and replacement.
Yes, those are key for basements, especially in places that get a lot of rain.
You know, I've heard of sump pumps, but I'm not really sure what they do. I do have a basement, so maybe this is something I should be paying attention to.
Okay, so think about this.
No.
It's pouring rain outside.
Mm-hmm.
Water starts seeping into your basement.
Oh, no.
A sump pump is going to pump that water away from your foundation, keep your basement nice and dry.
Okay, so it's like preventing floods.
It's a little superhero down there.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah.
Flooded basement, not something I want to deal with.
No, and a dry basement is going to be healthier for you and your family.
Right.
It'll prevent mold. It keeps the air quality better.
Wow. I'm learning so much about the behind-the-scenes stuff that keeps our homes running.
Yeah.
So we've talked about the emergency repairs, the dream upgrades, the sump pumps. It's amazing how much plumbers do to keep things flowing.
It's a lot.
But let's talk about maybe the not-so-fun part, calling a plumber.
Okay.
It can be intimidating, you know?
I get it. It's the fear of the unknown. How much is it going to cost? Am I making the right decision?
Yeah.
But Dima Plumbing seems to understand that. They offer free estimates.
Free estimates. I like the sound of that.
Yeah, takes a little pressure off.
Yeah, you can at least get an idea of the cost, the scope of the work.
Exactly.
Before you commit to anything.
Before you commit. And, you know, speaking of transparency,
Yeah.
I was also impressed by how they really highlight the fact that they use high-quality materials.
Yeah, I saw that.
The latest technology.
I'm always a bit wary of, like, contractors who try to cut corners to save a few bucks.
Right.
Seems like they're focused on doing things right, even if it costs a little more upfront.
Yeah, it gives you that confidence.
Yeah.
That the work's going to last.
Right, exactly.
You know, it's done right.
For sure. And while we're on the topic of things that last.
It seems like Dima really gets that plumbing isn't one size fits all.
Right.
They talk about, like, making sure the pipe installation's done right.
Yeah.
Not just for the now fix, but to, like, avoid problems later on.
Yeah. I'm all for saving money, but not if it means my pipes are going to burst and flood my basement next year.
Right, exactly.
Speaking of which, did you see they do appliance installation too?
Yeah, everything's from dishwashers to washing machines, even those fancy high-tech ones with all the bells and whistles.
That's really handy. I am not a DIY person.
Yeah.
I'd much rather have a professional hook all that stuff up.
It's always smart to leave it to the experts.
Yeah.
One little mistake during installation can lead to, like, water damage.
Well, yeah.
Or even the appliance breaking down.
You know, it's funny. Before we started looking at Dima Plumbing,
Yeah.
I kind of just took plumbing for granted.
Yeah, it's easy to do.
But now I'm realizing how much is going on, you know,
It really is.
behind the scenes
Yeah.
to keep everything running smoothly.
Behind the walls, under the floor.
Yeah, it's like this whole hidden network, right?
Absolutely.
Under our feet.
Yeah, and it's essential to find a plumber who understands that network.
Right.
Someone who is reliable, skilled, committed to quality service.
Yeah, it seems like Dima Plumbing really checks all those boxes.
For sure.
From using licensed professionals to their pricing to their customer focus, I'm impressed.
Yeah, me too. It's great to see a company that's proud of the work they do
Yeah.
and really cares about their customers.
Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
A lot.
Everything from emergency repairs to dream upgrades
We've been all over the plumbing world.
to those sump pumps.
Yeah, it's been great.
This has been quite a journey
It has.
into the world of plumbing.
Yeah, amazing how much we can learn about something we just take for granted.
Totally. And you know what? After all this talk about plumbing, I have a final thought-provoking question.
Okay, I'm ready.
For our listeners out there.
Hit me with it.
What small plumbing upgrade could make the biggest difference in your daily life?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Think about your house, your routines.
Yeah, maybe it's something as simple as replacing that leaky faucet
Yeah.
driving you crazy.
Or maybe it's finally upgrading to that, like, super luxurious shower head.
Right. Spa-like experience. Or maybe something a little more practical, like a water filtration system.
Oh, yeah.
So you have nice, clean, tasty water.
Whatever it is, I encourage everyone to think about it.
Yeah.
How a small plumbing upgrade could change your life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes it's the little things, right?
It is, for sure.
So there you have it, folks. Our deep dive into the world of plumbing, inspired by Dima Plumbing and their service to the Greater Toronto Area.
Thanks for joining us.
Remember, whether it's an emergency or a dream upgrade, choosing the right plumber is crucial.
And hey, maybe that small upgrade is all you need to make your home a little bit better.
Yeah, a little more comfortable, a little more enjoyable.
Exactly.
Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll be back soon with another fascinating exploration of something we don't think about too much, but is super important.
Can't wait.
Until then, happy plumbing.